Galactic Standard Date. Year 11356. Day 96. Sol Standard Date. 4th of the 8th, 3267. After Catherine left Azariah's room, she was going to go binge some hard light cat videos. As she practically skipped down the hallway in anticipation, she nearly slammed right into Gracie and had to stop herself from stumbling. Gracie dropped her tablet in surprise and it clattered to the floor. Catherine bent down to pick it up. "Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to. I'm not used to having the halls tall enough for me to really move around you guys. Reverted to old habits." She chuckled in embarrassment. She picked up the tablet and turned it on. Catherine looked at Gracie, who was just staring at her in silent horror, before realizing that she wasn't staring at her, but she was staring at the tablet. She looked down and her face went red. The URL bar was Bacillus plus Hetanian plus Gracie / R34. It was a digitally rendered video that was almost at its end, and Catherine saw enough to last a lifetime. With wide eyes and a perfectly neutral smile, she shakily handed the tablet to Gracie, before turning and going back the way she came. Gracie just stared, wide-eyed and slack-jawed, as Catherine noped out before her sense came crashing back to her. "Oh my fuck, why? Why now? Why her? Fuck. What do I do?" she yelled, while she ruffled her hair and crouched into a ball. "Of course, I found that after a day of being on the human's internet, so maybe it isn't that bad, right? Goddess, no, that's basically his daughter and she just saw him at night. This has to be a nightmare. Well, time to sleep off this nightmare," she said, as she almost robotically walked back towards her room. Catherine tried her absolute hardest to get the images out of her head, but that wasn't something she was prepared for. She'd already seen similar stuff posted by some of her old friends, or even by her crew, but that did not involve cuddly animals. Easier to forget. She tried so hard to clear her mind that she ended up blanking out all the way, and just mindlessly walked the halls of the council building for a few hours, completely oblivious to the questions or stares from those she passed. Saran and Valtham were walking through the halls together, discussing the gods, when they ran into Viridity, as she was showing her sister around the building. Saran looked down at her sister, Kiva, and smiled. "Have you met them yet? The gods?" Kiva smiled wide and nodded. "Yeah, I even got to ride Catherine's shoulders," she said, while Viridity rolled her eyes at the whole situation. Saran chuckled at the little girl and patted her head. "Good, I am glad that the younger generation has already figured it all out. So many of my peers keep saying that starting a new church to Catherine and Bacillus is heresy, yet even children understand the objective truth that has been placed in front of them," Saran said with a haughty smile. Valtham nodded along sagely. "Indeed. I thought of making a church of human engineering based around the unique concept of percussive maintenance, but my peers scoffed at me and called me insane. My attempts at showing them proof failed, and, well, apparently, only humans are capable of the feat, which actually proves that they're gods further." Philadelphia stared at the two with dead eyes as they rambled on about religions that the humans themselves had made very clear that they do not want. She just sighed and nodded along without really listening. While she was zoning out, she saw Catherine walking down the hallway with a blank expression on her face. She took the lifeline and grabbed hold as tightly as possible, cutting off Saran and Valtham as she pulled Kiva along and ran towards Catherine. "Hey, Catherine, how are you?" Catherine showed no recognition that she'd been spoken to, so Valenti yelled again. "Hey, Catherine, you okay?" she said, as Catherine stared ahead, as if she was in a completely different world. Valenti put Kiva on her back and watched the time of the footfalls. Once she determined where Catherine was going to step, she jumped out and landed on her foot, grabbing her shin with everything she had. Catherine stopped as the sudden increase in weight on one foot made her stumble a bit. "What? Where am I? Valenti, what happened?" she said, as she looked around in utter confusion. Finally, her eye settled on Valenti and the other attendee. Hi." Valenti looked at her with genuine worry. "Is everything alright, Catherine? Anything I can help with?" Catherine groaned as she remembered the reason she blanked out to begin with. "Oh, nothing. Just found out you guys have already discovered R34, she said with a sigh, her eyes glazing over a little. Valenti cocked an eyebrow at her. What? What's an R34? With a deep sigh, Catherine looked at the three older attendees. "Look it up for yourselves. You will find out eventually anyway. Just keep it to yourself. Also, keep Kiva miles away from it." She looked down at Valenti and Kiva, sighed, and then scooped them up to cradle them in her arms. "Let's go binge cat videos together." Kiva giggled and yelled, "Yippee! Cat videos! I want to see!" Valenti chuckled at her sister and looked up to Catherine. "What exactly is a cat?" With a slight tilt of her head and a raised brow, she stated matter-of-factly, "They're absolutely adorable is what they are. Oh, now I can't wait to show you. Can't believe I'll get to show you your very first cat video." Catherine happily walked away with the two antennae in her arms. Saran and Valfan were too busy looking up the term R34 to notice that they had left.